Hello, hello, good evening, everybody. How are you? This is Ayokpeju Falikulo from Adler Montessori Training Center saying hello. Hello, how are we all? It's a few minutes past 7 your time, and today we're going to be talking about writing skills. Sometimes I get this complaint from teachers and from parents as well. My 3-year-old is not writing yet. My 1-year-old has been going to school since whenever and is not writing. So we're going to talk about writing skills. When should a child actually start writing? What should we do when our child is not writing? We'll talk all about that today. Okay, we're just waiting for a couple of people to come on. This is Ayokpeju Falikulo just saying hello. We're going to be talking about writing skills today. Now, if you come on later on and you're watching the replay, please let us know who you are. Write down your name. Let us know where you're listening in from. And we will surely paste something to say hello to you as well. I really appreciate your coming on. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your feedback. If you have anything that you want us to talk about, please let us know as well. Just pop it in the comment section and we'll take note of it. Okay, so today we're talking about what we need to do if our child at 3 is not writing yet. Now, the first thing is, when should a child actually start writing? The simple answer is, well, just over 4 years old, 4.5 years old. The child should be writing. Ha! You say, really? No. All my friends' children are writing at 2 years old. At 1.5, they are already writing one. So why will my child wait until they are 4 years old before they start writing? Ha! The reason why is this. Let's take this thing logically. Let's forget about Montessori here because that answer I gave you is a Montessori answer. Let's forget about Montessori here and just think about what is going on. Number one, you remember very long ago, just before I started going to school, the norm, what was acceptable was that when the child could put their hand over their head and their fingers can touch their ears, something like that, Abby, that is when you can start school. Guess how old a child is or was in those days when they started school? They were around 6, 7 years old. That's when they started school. But now, because of the different lifestyles that we have, you find that parents have to get to work. Both dad and mom have to get to work. There's nobody at home. And we don't feel comfortable leaving the children with a housemaid. So the next option really is to go to take the child to school, whether it's a creche or it's a playgroup. The child goes to school much, much earlier than they used to in the olden days. Now, you do this because really grandma is still busy living her life. There's no more sorry, I got interrupted a few minutes ago. Now, okay, as I was saying, grandma is no longer readily available to take care of the children. So really, all the young ones need to get to school a bit earlier than they used to. Now, when a child gets to school, should the first thing you do be get the child to start writing? Is that the first thing to do? Because this is the problem. A child, really, just thinking about it, common sense, cannot write anything. Why? Because there's nothing to write. What are they writing? What do they understand that they are writing? A child at 1, 2 years old is just picking up language. Our job as parents and teachers is to fill the whole air with language. Let them know the meaning of the names of all the things around them. Fill them with lots of language. At that point in time of their development, what they need is language. They don't need writing. Language, first thing. Now, does that mean we ignore writing? No. If a child actually sees you writing, the child will probably want to write. So you give them a crayon, let them write whatever they want to write. And if a child seriously does want to write, give them pencil and pen, if that's a pencil, pen, paper, if that's what the child wants, and let the child write if they want to. But do not force them. Instead of forcing them, what you really need to do is to prepare their hands for writing. Prepare their hands. When Maria Montessori said what she said, and she came up with her method, there was a reason. This woman watched children, she observed them, and she used what she learned about how children were learning all over the world. She used that to come up with the method. Now, just thinking about it, it makes sense. Why would I force a child to write when they do not know what they are writing? But I know down the line they will want to write. And I know that writing takes skills. They need to be able to use these hands very well, to be able to manipulate and make their hand do what they want it to do. They should be able to use their fingers and really master how to handle their fingers skillfully to be able to write. So instead of forcing a child to write, get them doing activities that will help them to strengthen those finger muscles. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's why you find in the Montessori setting different activities. And we have the subject called practical life exercises, practical life activities, which help the child to use their hands. Hands are very important, very, very important. For many reasons, the child uses those hands to write, uses their hands to learn about things in their environment. But even more and over and above that, these hands that the child is going to use to write need to be strong. Can you remember? Because I can remember when I was a child. And even when I was in secondary school, my hand used to hurt so much from writing notes. So many notes in university, so many. The hand still was not strong enough. Why? Because we did not do enough exercises. They were just forcing us to write, over and over again, write. But the fingers were not strong enough. Get your children's hands strong. I always say this thing. Some parents say, my child is not writing, my child is not writing. That same child that is not writing cannot feed themselves. Somebody is feeding them at home. Why? How can you expect a child that cannot put their cutlery in their hand and actually help themselves to eat? How can you actually expect that same person to end up writing? What are they writing? Let them first of all feed themselves. Let them do some things, polish their shoes, dust the table. Let them do some practical things that will get their limbs strong, their fingers working, picking up things, sorting things out, removing stones from beads. Those kind of things that we used to do in those days, that we used to think that they were punishing us. Nobody was punishing us. It was good exercise for our fingers to be able to do what we need to do when we grew older. But we didn't understand then. Let us do things intentionally. Children that are 3 years old are just learning language. Teach them language, but prepare their hands for writing. You see, when a child has good use of language and then starts learning how to express themselves correctly, and they understand that these words that they speak are made up of sounds, and they know the sounds, and they know the symbol of the sounds, and they can speak well, they can express themselves. Nobody is going to force them to write. They will be the one telling you, "Mommy, Daddy, teacher, I want to write. Give me a pencil, give me paper, I want to write." And they will write something very nice for you about what happened yesterday, about the caterpillar that they saw outside, about the butterfly that was flying and that they saw it flapping its wings. They will write you a good story because they have language, and nobody can force them at this point. You will even have to start stopping them from writing because they're writing and doing nothing else. It will become magical to you when your child does that. But when you force them, you frustrate them. When you frustrate them, they now don't want to do anything. They don't want to learn anything. They don't want to write anything. They just want you to leave them alone because we have been forcing them for far too long, far too early to do the things that they need to do later on. When they're 4, they have command of the language. They can now use what they have been able to gather for the last 2 years, last 3 years, and put that all on paper with their pencil. So, when your child refuses to write at 3, take heart. Look at other things that the child is doing and doing well and praise the child for that. Continue to feed your child with language. Language is important. Make sure that your child is learning new words every single day. And as your child learns new words and learns how to express himself, learns how to express herself better every single day, you will find that in the end, your child will write. This is Ayopeju Falekulo from Adlo Montessori Training Center. I would like you to please leave your name as you watch and let me know what you think. If you have anything that you want me to talk about, please put it in the comment section, and I will be looking at those suggestions you bring up and be talking about them in the next couple of weeks. Adlo Montessori Training Center does many things. We prepare teachers to be great Montessori teachers. We help school owners turn their schools into great Montessori schools. So if you need our services, do make sure that you contact us. Write down your email address or send us an inbox message with your email address, your WhatsApp number, and we'll get in contact with you. Our website address is ayopejufalekulo.com. It's very, very great talking to you today. Thank you for listening. Bye.